Hello. In this episode, we buy Pickle, and is the monkey cycle van gonna be okay for the trip? Cue the intro. Okay, so recently, after filming one of our amazing adventures, me and the sidekick went to the pub for a beer, a celebratory, lovely beer. While we were nursing that pint, the sidekick again reiterated that the monkey cycle van really needs to be serviced and looked at before we go on a big trip, and he generally looked like he was really concerned that it might not make it, and we could break down and it'd all be ruined. As always, I said to him, currently in what's going on in my life, I don't have the funds to be able to pay for all these things to be done. Obviously, I've got to fund the trip, and in my personal life, I've got many children and many birthdays I've had to pay for this month. So there generally isn't the money in the bank as such to start chucking it at this old van. For me, the van is almost like a long-term project, and my plan is when we hit winter was to give it a really good service then. Basically, when I'm not out filming constantly, give it a really good service then, give it a good wax oil, make sure the van's tip-top, basically to go in hibernation around winter. The truth of it is, knowing me, that you obviously know me and my adventures, more than likely I'll take this out in the snow and that will never happen. So I've kind of sort of sat there with him trying to explain I don't have, relevant funds or time at the minute, and to give him his dues as always, he always steps up and goes, buy the parts, I'll do it. But of course I can't let that happen. So I've kind of given into the sort of factor of sort of cracking open this toolbox, cueing the 18 music, and basically start working on the van. The problem with this is though that we've only really got, at this point, we'll have only a week, or actually less than a week, until we're actually going to go. Now, in my head, I'm now thinking a few spark plugs, a few leads, an oil change, and it'll all be good. But then I've come out to the monkey cycle van this morning. Now, just an example of the monkey cycle van and how much time I've put into it. I spent a lot of time painting it and doing things, and I've avoided the engine area because it runs for a reason that I don't want to start finding loads of issues. I know that's a daft thing to turn around and say, but I generally don't want to sit there and find I've got a load of bills to pay. Now, the monkey cycle van has literally gone around the block with the bike in the back that you've seen. I haven't taken out on any kind of big test rides. I don't know if the monkey cycle van's going to even cope with around a 4-hour journey each way, or etc. But I look at it like I've got breakdown cover. Worst case scenario is it has to be towed back. I live for the moment. I don't sort of live with a big plan in my head for the future. I just enjoy my life day by day. But I've come out this morning and looked underneath the monkey cycle van. Now, I want to give an example of a little bit of oil loss. I've got an old family car that's currently sat at a different driveway because I'm not using it at the minute again because I don't need it. It just sits there. That drips a few drips of oil out after it's been out for a run. That's fine. This looked like a little river of oil. Now that's a concern. I've got to say that's a concern. It's only gone for a spin around the block and it's lost a bit of oil. So I'm going to go and do the proper thing that we should all do. I'm going to go and check the oil before we set off, see what I can see. And then we've basically got, well, probably half a day of time before we go on this trip to sort of give this vehicle a once over. I have ordered all those little bits, the spark plugs, the leads, all the things that you should order and all the things that you should do to keep it safe. Yeah, I just hope I don't discover more problems, and that's kind of been my concern the entire time. But he is right, it needs to be done. But for me, the priority of the trip right now is to obviously buy the best pickle in the world, for the best cheese in the world, and the best crackers in the world. I want all of those things because when my vision is when we arrive on those cliffs, we can sit down and have the most wonderful crackers and cheese you've ever seen. That's my priorities. My priorities currently aren't getting dirty and stripping down an engine. My priorities are eating cheese and crackers. I mean, that's what's more important. So what I've decided to do today is I'm going to pop open the bonnet, I'm going to check some levels, and then for the first time, the monkey cycle is going to go for a little bit of a ride to a nearby town, and I'm going to go hunting for some nice pickle. And that's kind of what I've got in plan. And when the parts arrive, then we're going to kind of crack open a little bit further this old engine and get the service inside done. At least know that it's fresh, wax and wax oil underneath it. I was told it's been welded, etc. before, so I've got no massive concerns there for the last MOT. But hey, you never know what you're going to find, and like all old things, once you start digging, you start finding things. So yeah, I'm a bit nervous now, but as always, I never give up. This adventure has to happen one way or another. Like I said, even if I have to ride the monkey cycle all the way there and sleep on a hay bale in a field, it will happen. But anyway, let's have a little look at the the monkey cycle van, and let's just hope I don't start discovering issue after issue after issue, because that's not what I need right now. Definitely not what I need. Right, okay. I'm not going to fire up. I'm just going to stick the key in ignition so I know where it is. Gonna pop the bonnet. Ba-bum! Actually, I won't leave the key in ignition because I'll lock myself out like a pleb. Right. Now, that's what's come out. And that's my concern right now. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. Definitely looks like those leads and spark plugs do need replacing. I'm not gonna, but there's an oil leak, and that's not good. That's not good at all. Let's check the oil. See, look, I wonder if they've just overfilled it. It's definitely oil. At least it's all from somewhere.
Hello, mate.
Hello, mate. Just a quickie, I know you're at work. I'm just recording a little video on the monkey cycle van, and basically, underneath the van, it's lost. It looks like quite a lot of oil, like it's gone under the wheelie bin. But I've dipped the dipstick, and like it's overfull. So I can only think it's transmission.
Oh, right, okay.
But at the same time, I'm going to take it for a spin. There's no issue with it going, do you know what I mean, at least manually at the minute, in and out of gear. But then I only took it for that short run, so I'm just wondering if it was overall oil and it's come out, if that makes sense.
Well, can you get your finger in it and have a smell of it? Because you'll know if it's transmission oil, won't you?
Yeah, there's enough of
it. Gear oil stinks of it, don't it?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
But yeah, it might just be overfull. Obviously, with those breathers being the condition that they're in, it might just be a bit oozing out of those, mightn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's overfull on the dipstick. After it was dead hot when I took it for a little spin, so I'm guessing that's potentially what's. But you know, when you look down, you go, that's not like a little drip. That's, to me, looks like. I know it always looks more than it is, but it more looks like a litre of oil. It's like, Jesus. And I was thinking, if this is like lost, you know, quarter of its oil, then I know. And obviously, having old vehicles before, I've had similar things. But you know, you sit there going, it's not lost. Doesn't seem to have lost any oil unless it was proper overfull. Yeah. That's the only thing I can think. But I thought if I take it for a spin and it breaks, it breaks. It's one way to test it.
Yeah, well, you'll know, obviously, like I say, you'll know if it's transmission, won't you, from the smell of it?
Yeah, you're right, yeah. I could go and dip my finger in it and have a smell.
Yeah.
But then, at the same time, it's been that long, will I really be able to tell the difference? Dirty oil's dirty oil. But it looks like it's coming from around the bottom of the engine. But then again, that could just be a build-up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, if you want to pop round after work if you want, it won't be late. It won't be late back. We can have a quick bushes if you want.
Yeah, could do. I'm going to take the monkey cycle van out anyway because I'm going to go and fill it up. So I've got fuel to come over at the weekend, and I'm also, like I said, I'm recording now, but so I can edit stuff out. But my plan is to go and buy the best pickle in the world and the best cheese in the world. Not best cheese, sorry, the best pickle and the best crackers in the world in the monkey cycle van as its first proper test. So yeah. So. Cool. Alright then, dude, I'll take it out for a spin and we'll find out what happens.
Yeah, I'll give you a shout on the way back, just see if it's worth popping in and can have a quick look, can't we?
Yeah, because if I need to get something, probably get it quick. Yeah. All right, mate.
All right, mate. I'll speak to you later.
All right, ciao.
Bye-bye.
Right, so I'm not going to dip my finger in it. It's too late now. I'm just going to do what I always do and wing it and just fire it up and see what happens. Because if we break down, don't we? That's life. Right, monkey cycle van. Let's do this. She's up. She's running. Right, mission. The most important mission. What we're here for today. Pickles. And obviously, I need to get the key food that's needed for this. Right, monkey cycle van. At least we can do a top speed test now. See what the monkey cycle's capable of. Will it do 1 million miles an hour? There's only one way to find out. Sounds healthy. Sounds healthy. It's gonna go wrong now, innit? Give it some power. Brakes are working, that's a good sign. Brakes are working. "40 miles an hour. If I get to 88, will I go back to the future? Can it do 88? Is that fourth? That's top gear. It's quite relaxing actually, other than the nervous point that it's peed oil out and I don't know what it is. Should we test the window wipers? They work. Okay, well there's a van in front so I can't get to the 88 miles an hour to go back to the future. It's right, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be at 40 miles an hour. All window wipers. Listen to this squeak. The worst thing of it is, this is an open and honest thing now, I drive an electric car, so I don't have the sound of an engine now when I'm driving, obviously only on the motorbike that I'm used to. It feels really weird about driving an engine car and having gears again. Not that it really bothers me, any of that stuff, but the noise of the engine, and there's like a whirly noise, and that's my brain instantly going like, there's a problem with this. But I gotta keep reminding myself, this is 37 years old. And what I used to do when I was younger, every time there was a noise in one of my cars, that was a cue to turn it up one more notch on the CD player, so you couldn't hear the noise anymore. Fixed everything. It's going well. So anyway, back to what is really important. So I'm aiming to go to, oh I'm pressing the wrong thing. So I'm aiming to go to basically a posh shop to find these amazing crackers and a posh shop to find this amazing pickle. Now I'm heading to a town called Market Harborough, where is a posh town, so they sell posh food. At least that's what I'm thinking. So I'm aiming to go there to find the crackers, because when I go on the trip, the last thing in the world I want to be doing is hunting for the pickle and the crackers. Cheddar is everywhere. It's cheddar gorge. Cheddar's like free for all. So that's all good. But obviously, what I need is the posh things to go with it. The monkey cycle van needs fuel because I've never put fuel in it, so hopefully that fuel gauge works. And I get cheap fuel from one of the cheap petrol stations like Tesco's. Instead of where I live, all there is one of those really overpriced petrol stations with the posh shop. So I'm going to go and put some fuel in and obviously go and get ourselves some food. Now, a lot of people have been asking me constantly what you need for a camping, what food am I going to be eating on this sort of camping trip. And I already know what emergency ration food is, as you've seen from one of my trips before. So I'm going to go and buy the 3 things that I need in an emergency, and that's all you need to survive. So that's something I'm going to pick up as well. So I need to pick the right shop that's going to sell my emergency food, but also sell the posh stuff. It's a difficult one. But But anyway, welcome to Helmet Head Goes Camping Food Shopping. I bet you were well happy you tuned into this one. Glad it's not brake fluid I've lost because the brakes work. Okay, so I've made it. The monkey cycle van hasn't exploded. So I've decided to go posh because it's got to be the poshest cheese and biscuits I've ever had in the world. So in preparation, my first stop's going to be to Waitrose, so I can go in and find some decent pickle and some decent crackers. And then I'll pop over to Aldi because I'm a cheapskate, and I'll buy some cheap beer and wine to go in so I can drink when I'm there. And it'll cost me probably less than 50p a pint. So I've been cheap, but then I've also been expensive. Winner, winner. So yeah, off I go. Okay, so it's really muggy day, so I feel a bit sweaty, but there might be another reason for that. I just went into Waitrose to buy the poshest biscuits I could find and the poshest pickle. And I'm not gonna lie, I've just spent £5.90 on some crackers and pickle. that's the most I've ever spent on pickle and crackers in my life. So if that's not the best in the world, I'll be disappointed, and I mean seriously disappointed. The thing is, I'm right next to an Aldi, so I could have bought Aldi's own pickle for about probably 40p. Anyway, the next plan is to... Oh, that's another thing I did. I also trekked over to another shop, a massive supermarket, looking for a special thing that I wanted to buy. That's all you need, basically, for food on a trip. But I haven't got any in stock, because obviously everybody's buying my survival food. It's absolutely gutting. So now I'm going to head to another place to try and find some. And if not, I'm just gonna have to order some online because I can't go on a trip without the special survival food. Whew. This is a mission. This has actually become a mission. Anyway, next shop, see if I can find the survival food. Okay, so now I've arrived at B&M. So B&M is my next choice to try and get what we need for this trip. And I do want to tell you what I'm looking for, but I need to save that for the big reveal. But yeah, so I'm heading into there now, and I can just hope that they've got what we need. And ideally, they've got everything I need, because I'm a man. I don't like shopping. This is horrendous. Okay, so I've just come out of B&M. I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm hugely disappointed. I spent quite a long time walking up and down the same aisle looking for this. I just couldn't find it. What I could find was made by the same people. It's like a substitute. I bought one tin of it because just in case I need to survive and I can't find it. I mean, I've still got some more time, potentially more supermarkets to go, but I'm supermarket out. I've been in 3 today, and I've got to be honest, I'm exhausted. It's like no male should have to go through that. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, that's a lot. 3 shops is. I generally feel like I need counselling. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna ask the wife if she'll make me a hot chocolate. Potentially, I'd say get me a blanket, but I'm just sweating from the athlete run I've done around those supermarkets. Now, the good news is, of course, I have got hopefully the poshest pickle in the world, and it's not a competition. Okay, well, it is kind of a competition. The sidekick himself has to go and find, the poshest pickle, some nice crackers, and I've gone Waitrose, and I've gone all out, and I've never spent £5.90 before on some pickle and some crackers. That's not including the cheese, people. That's just pickles and crackers. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I am going to be going to Aldi before we go now to buy some food. I couldn't mentally cope with going in there now to buy the wine and the beer. I just couldn't, so that's going to have to wait for another day. But anyway, I've got most of the stuff that I want. I've got a tin of the survival food I'll show you shortly, and I've also got the other side of it. I've got myself some bishop's finger. That's vital. I mean, the things I need to be able to just turn up this trip, of course, is crackers, pickle, bishop's finger, and brew. And of course, I have industrial deliveries of brew to keep the women away, so I'm definitely sorted in the brew department. I'm all good. Anyway, I'm going to take the monkey cycle back. To be fair, let alone its dumped load of oil, seems to be running well. What I do find is in the gears is that I have to kind of go into second and then back, and it sounds like it's screaming going up the hill, but it's only a 1.4. So far, yeah, it's still going, it's not blown up, I'm all good on that basis. I'm just looking forward to getting back into the safety of my own home now and away from the shops. Okay, so I'm back, and I'm not going to lie to you, it was a very traumatic experience. I had to go around 3 food shops hunting to find what I need just for this trip. And I'm putting myself through it. It's a real challenge. I generally feel right now I could do with a cuddle and a hot chocolate. I really do. But anyway, let me explain what happened in Waitrose. So I went to the cracker aisle and I instantly thought they're just going to say this is the best crackers in the world and I was just going to buy it, but they didn't. What they had was a huge selection of crackers. I spent 15 minutes staring like this. And then eventually I told myself I have to man up. They had things like multi-wheat grain crackers, special whatever it was crackers, and they looked like pieces of sawdust put together for you to enjoy. They had this weird thing called rye bread crackers. I generally thought that was something they did for soundproofing between walls. They sold that as well, and it was a real difficult choice. And I'm not going to lie, I couldn't really make a choice. So what I did was, I bought a bit of Waitrose selection. There's a selection of flavoured crackers in here. And they've got to be posh. And if they're not, they've got to be, haven't they? They cannot not be. One of them at least must give me the best cracker taste in the world. And then we came to the pickles. The pickles. Now, I've never spent this amount of money on a jar of pickle. I'm going to tell you what pickle I buy, and I'm sure you will do. I just go and buy myself a bit of Branston pickle, and that goes in everything. Cheese sandwiches, on crackers, everything. But I know that it's important that I have the best experience ever, and I can show you guys how to do it in style. So what I've bought, okay, from Waitrose again, I've bought myself, check, you're going to love this, are you ready? This is the pickle of a life. This is a pickle of gloriness. This is a dark and chunky ploughman's pickle with chilli. With chilli, people. If we don't get a ring of fire, I'm going to get a bum of fire after this bad boy. We are going to have that. And of course, like I said, I'm planning just to cut the cheddar straight off the side of the mountain once we're there. I don't want to go and buy one pre-bought because it's not proper cheddar if it's not from cheddar. So that's the plan for that. Now, while I was out, I managed to go hunting and buy myself a bishop's finger, and I'm sorted on that basis. I've got, like I said, I have a supply of brute delivered on a daily basis. So I'll be having my brute, I've got my pickle, and I've got my bishop's finger. I'm qualified to now go on this adventure. Now the thing is, there was the survival food. Now, basically, I am still going to try and get my hands on some. I can't believe in 3 shops that sell canned goods that none of them sell all day breakfast. I'm not going to lie, it's quite simple. All day breakfast has everything in it. A tin of all day breakfast is absolutely awesome. And I was going to get 3 of them. 1 for breakfast, 1 for lunch, and 1 for tea. But they're all sold out. Someone has stolen all of my ideas and bought all of the all day breakfast. They must be literally filling their garages up with it as survival food. But what I did in what I got was a substitute, and I bought 1 tin. So if I can't find all day breakfast, potentially I'll have to eat 1/4 of a tin at a time. So I bought, as the survival food for this trip, the get to, if I can't get food from anywhere else, as in everywhere's closed, I get there late, something goes wrong, I need something I can survive on. And all day breakfast was out, and I'm absolutely gutted. I'm like more than gutted. I'm going to cry, just not on camera because I'm a real man. So I bought bacon sizzler, basically baked beans and pieces of bacon. I mean, it's as close as it's going to get, and I generally feel like if I have to crack that open, that will probably keep me alive for weeks. So I'm pretty certain, I'm pretty sure that I'm alright now, I can survive. Like I said, I'm going to go and do like everyone else does, a little shopping trip. I'm going to pick up my beer and my wine. I'm going to go somewhere like Aldi, Lidl and get as much cheap beer and wine as I can afford and put them in here, because with that tin of survival food and booze, I'm pretty good to go. So yeah, that's been my mission for today. I'm impressed with myself. The monkey cycle van hasn't emptied loads of oil out in the car park either, so I'm generally hoping that they've just overfilled the oil. When I took it for a spin on a hot day, I've come back and it's come out of the breather pipe. I know that's daft, but that's the only thing I can think of at the minute. Everything seems to be working. It ran perfectly there and perfectly back. The petrol gauge kind of goes to 3/4 with a full tank, but let's not worry about that. It's better to be lower than it says than higher, so at least I just fill up every time I'm down below 1/4. The thing I want to try and say right now is thank you to my patrons. They're the guys that send me money. They're the guys that are helping to fund this channel. They're the guys that basically invest in this channel so we can get better and better kit to make better and better videos and keep doing these adventures the rate that we're doing them. Also, if you haven't subscribed, please consider it and click that subscription link. If you're interested in buying some merchandise to support the channel as well and have your Helmet Head t-shirt and your Helmet Head mug where everything tastes at 10 million times better, then please check out the t-shirt shop in the link below in the description as well. And of course, the most important thing in life, and it is the most important thing in life, remember, eat pies, ride motorcycles, be happy. I'll see you on probably the servicing adventure of this van next before the big trip. Anyway, take care, see you next time, bye bye for now.